Could everyone please stand? Could gentlemen, could you take off your hat? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If I could just take a moment to ask everyone to please turn their cell phones off, it would be greatly appreciated. Parents, teachers, administrators, graduates, and distinguished guests, good morning, and welcome to the commencement of the class of 2013. Congratulations, fellow classmates, we did it. In a short amount of time, we will officially be high school graduates. We'll cheer, we'll cry, we'll tweet about it, and I'm sure that more than a few of us will Instagram an artsy picture of our diplomas. But don't worry, I'll be sure to like them all. For those of you here who don't know me, I'd like to give you a quick backstory. 4 years ago, I was not a shy, timid freshman at Abington High School. In fact, I did not even know who most of you were. A year later, when I did become a student at this lovely establishment, this time a shy, timid sophomore, I met some of the most hilarious, kind, and let's be real, best-looking people I'll ever have the privilege of knowing. Though many of my early days here were filled with nerves and the anxious feeling of not fitting in, all it took, as in most situations, was time. By the middle of my sophomore year, I found myself wishing that I'd moved to Abington much sooner. And I'd like to just take a moment to thank the not one, not two, but 3 substitute teachers who, in the span of only a few weeks, mistakenly called me Jamie. Who knew that all it would take to break the ice between my classmates and me would be a simple mispronunciation. Side note, it's spelled J-A-M-I and it's pronounced Jamie. I hope everybody got that. This is the first chance I've gotten to formally thank my class as a whole for making me feel like I wasn't an outsider and for welcoming me with open arms. I would not have been able to stand up here today, let alone make it through the past 3 years, without the friendship, support, and endless laughter that you have all provided me with. Finding the right words to express what I wanted to leave you all with today was no easy task. I tried to incorporate quotes by the likes of Henry David Thoreau and Eleanor Roosevelt to no avail. Even some inspirational song lyrics by one of my idols, Miley Cyrus, didn't seem to fit quite right. So, as I have with most conflicts I've faced in my lifetime, I simply gave up for the time being, parked myself on the couch, and turned on the TV. After sitting and watching the DVR for a few days, I finally decided to watch the series finale of The Office. A line spoken by one of my favorite characters, Andy Bernard, really stood out to me. He said, "I wish there was a way to know you were in the good old days before you've actually left them." Now, to be honest, I don't think a single one of us can say that we are not at least a little excited about high school coming to an end. I think some of us, myself included, may have underestimated the magnitude of senioritis. And I think we're all at least a little bit excited about the future and about the opportunities that we have to look forward to. But I think we all realized at some point in the last few weeks, whether it was when we were officially done with finals, or when we got our yearbooks, or during our last dance at senior reception, that high school was over, done. And And even though most of that only happened last week, I think we all realize now that we are saying our final goodbye to this place, that our days at Abington High School truly were the good old days. It could be weeks, months, or even years from now, but eventually we'll be looking back on all of the homecoming dances and our junior prom and remember how much fun we had. We'll be looking back on the sports, whether you were a player or a super fan, and remember the feeling of triumph we all experienced when our teams won. And our teams won a lot. We'll be looking back on the friends we made and the moments we shared, and fondly remember the years we spent at Abington High School as the good old days. But there was no way that we could have known in the past 4 years that those were the good old days. We were too busy living through them, creating our legacy, and making memories to last a lifetime. Out of all the successes that the members of the class of 2013 have experienced, whether it was scoring 1,000 points in basketball or scoring an acceptance to Harvard University, the greatest success was that together, the class of 2013 made the most out of every experience. I guess what I'm trying to say is, we didn't even have to try, it was always a good time.
As each of us walked into the gym today, we walked with students for the very last time. And today, we will leave as graduates for the very first time. Frankly, I never thought this day would come. And then it hit me and I was in denial. There's really no way we're all graduating right now, but since I'm standing up right here, I guess it's real. It seems like our time at Abington High School went by too fast. Dr. Seuss said, "You'll never know the value of a moment until it becomes a moment." I never realized how many memories I had here until the last few days of school. Thinking back, I remember the first day of school, walking in scared. Then I saw how old the seniors looked, and I knew I was not a rodeo anymore. We came here as immature kids without a clue, and now we're leaving as slightly more mature adults with somewhat of a clue. This year, we became big bad seniors. There will never ever be another class like us. There will never be another class that has Super Bowl champions, Eastern Mass softball champions, Scholastic Art Award winners, and kids that can sing and dance like us. We were the first class to do the lift up and have a spring pep rally. We've set the bar high for school spirit. Every game I went to, the senior class is well represented, cheering each other on. The class of 2013 has the best of everything, and that's what makes us great. The best class ever will surely go down in history for years to come. This class wouldn't be who we are today without the help of some very special people along the way. So I'd like to thank everyone's parents for raising a great group of kids. And to my mom, thanks for always making PB&J and always making your double chocolate chip cookies for Lady Ways. I'd like to thank Paul the janitor for always sweeping the floor before the basketball games. Paul, if you're here today, we're all going to miss you. I'd also like to thank the boosters for paying to stop varsity sports. Without the boosters, many of the students would not have the opportunity to play sports. Thank you to the administration for keeping us in line and making sure we behaved. Most importantly, I'd like to thank all the teachers we've had throughout our time at the Abington School System. Thank you for pushing us to be the best and helping us shape our future. Thinking about the future is scary. And while none of us know what the future has in store for us, I'm confident we will all achieve greatness in one way or another. As I look at you, I see the future. I see lawyers, doctors, nurses, trainers, Olympians, reporters, Supreme Court justices, teachers, coaches, mothers, fathers, and most importantly, lifelong friends. Just because our time at Abington High School has ended does not mean our friendships will too. No matter where we find ourselves next year, our friendships will forge on. The friendships we've made here aren't going to go away because we're going to college, joining the military, or joining the workforce. We will always have each other. We will support each other no matter what the distance. We have a bond that can't be broken. William Shakespeare said, "A friend is one that knows you as you are, understands where you have been, accepts what you've become, and still gently allows you to grow." As we get older, we may not choose the smoothest course, but the friendships we have will be steady as the beating drum. I hope that no matter where life takes you, that you'll always remember your time at Abington High School. Our time has finally come. It's our turn to show the world through the class of 2013. It has been an absolute honor to be the president of this class. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you. As senior class president, it is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, former Abington High School principal, Mrs. Kathleen Kelly.
Good morning. Good morning to our invited guests, members of the administrative team, faculty, parents, students, and friends of the graduates. And thanks also to Olivia Kurowski's grandmother, who gave me a ride up the driveway this morning so that I didn't get too hot as I was coming in. Thank you. It is both a privilege and an honor to be here today to share this exciting day as the members of the class of 2013 take this important step in their lives. Thank you for inviting me to speak. I have worked in a number of school districts in my career, but my time in Abington as the high school principal is perhaps my favorite job of all. My memories of Abington high school students will always include their commitment to community, to answer the call to raise money for an important cause, or to support those in need, how hard some students worked to master a skill, or understand a difficult concept, whether in a classroom, on playing fields, or on stage. The courage many students demonstrated as they faced tough adult issues, their concerns about fairness, and how they loved to dance, and how they always said thank you to chaperones at the end of a dance. I love the energy of high school students and love seeing them grow into the young women and men they were about to be. I always told my friends that Abington high school students are the heart and soul of what America will be in the years to come, and I still believe that. I used to obsess about what I wanted to say to the graduates on graduation day. About 3 weeks before graduation, I would talk about it constantly to my family and my friends, asking for their suggestions, making them listen to my ideas. I'm an English teacher at heart, so I dream of leaving graduates with words that will make them think, that will stir your hearts forever, words that will motivate you to do good things to make a difference in the world. But today I'm going to go a little bit off script for me, and I'm going to read the lists of skills and values and advice I used to share with graduates every year. I love to read, and reading has and is a touchstone in my life. So for a few minutes this morning, I want to talk to you about a favorite book of mine, Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore, a novel by Robin Sloan, which also has a very cool glow-in-the-dark cover. I think this book is important to you and me for a number of reasons. Just as you're starting a new chapter in your life, so is the main character. You're beginning a new job, entering college or the military, with a great deal of confidence and maybe a bit of nervousness as well. The down economy has forced this main character, Clay Jan, a web designer living in San Francisco, to take a job at a strange bookstore, not a job he chooses to have. And early on, he comes to understand this is no ordinary bookstore based on the store's customers and the rules of his employment, which do not allow him to browse or read or otherwise inspect the shelf volumes. But instead of leaving the new job, he remains to figure out what is really going on and unexpectedly discovers a new life for himself. The book celebrates friendship. The main character has a best friend, his best friend since 6th grade, a fellow devotee to a Dungeons and Dragons type of book series, and now a wealthy entrepreneur. The best friend's commitment to this friend, who befriended him when others made fun of him all those years ago in the 6th grade, carries the two friends throughout the book. I think the book also resonates with the world we live in, the fine balance between old ideas and new, with change happening at a rate some of us embrace and others struggle to absorb. You are citizens of the internet, fearless about diving in, moving where you need to go, and so are the many characters in the book. You, like many of the brilliant thinkers we meet in the book working for Google, are not afraid to think about the future, even the very distant future, and are not worried when you don't have all the answers. The book is also about a cast of brilliant leaders committed to unlocking the code to the secret of life. So I think the book is important to you and me because it's filled with compelling ideas about finding yourself, reinventing yourself, friendship, curiosity, collaboration, traveling new paths, pushing ideas to the limit and not giving up when you make a mistake, not letting your fear get in the way, celebrating the printed word and technology. I want to read from the last paragraph in the book, if I may. There is no immortality that is not built on friendship and work done with care. All the secrets in the world worth knowing are hiding in plain sight. It's not easy to imagine the year 3012, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. We have new capabilities now, strange powers we're still getting used to. Your life must be an open city with all sorts of ways to wander in, and then the right book, exactly, at the right time. I will leave this book for the high school library, and I know Dr. G will probably need to read it first. And I hope that going forward, that you'll hear the call to being a good citizen, maintain those special friendships that support you through so much in Abington, hold on to that work ethic that defines this community, build on the strong foundation your teachers have provided you here, and once in a while, pick up a wonderful book and lose yourself in it. Class of 2013, hold the best memories of this town of Abington and Abington High School in your hearts always. Good luck today and all the days ahead of you.
It's a dream come true to be up here today. For all of us to be graduating on this day, in front of all of our family and friends, is truly a huge accomplishment. Look around the room. You'll see teachers, parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, aunts, and uncles, but closest to you, you'll see your fellow classmates. These are the people that you spent your high school days with. But it goes back farther than just high school, doesn't it? I remember not too long ago, I found myself wandering over to the ECC. Well, it's actually called Beaver Brook Elementary now. That's just one of the many things that have changed since we walked those hallways. Walking through them now, I realized how much water they seem to be down. As the bell rang and the kids came rushing out the doors, I couldn't help but stare in awe. We all used to be that small and innocent once upon a time. And someday, those little kids will be sitting where we are today. A wise man once said, "Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter, and those who matter won't mind." High school is all about self-discovery. We all go through that phase where we're a little bit insecure and awkward, and we are still young and growing up fast. Now is the time to reflect. As we become older, we begin to see the different points of views and dimensions to the world. In our English classes, we learn that sometimes it's okay to break rules. Not every essay needs to be 5 paragraphs with an explicit thesis and a conclusion paragraph that ends with "in conclusion." And just like every essay doesn't need to be the same strict 5-paragraph format, we as individuals don't need to be and shouldn't try to be exactly like each other. We all have our own voices. We all have something to say. We all have our own passions and thoughts and ideas and opinions, and you know what? That's okay. High school offers us the chance to discover who we are, and that can be a scary thing to do. It's hard to be yourself completely and open up in front of others. I personally found my voice through theater and music, but there are so many outlets available to express yourself. Whether it's through the student art magazine, sports, leadership positions, the math team, or something else, being passionate about something is the first step to finding yourself. Abington High School is now a place that will always be engraved into our minds. In 2009, we were faced with a brand new experience where we could come and find and follow our passions. There was a difficult transition from middle school to high school. We stumbled into freshman orientation not knowing what to expect. It took some time to adjust, but this year, we were the pros. There have been so many memories created here. Like when you got into the car on your way to your first homecoming dance, hoping that a senior didn't accidentally step on you. Or when the first football game of the season came rolling in, bringing along chilly winds and autumn leaves. The marching band would be playing in the background, the cheerleaders doing their routines. Or the feeling that you got when you walked onto the field or the stage for the very first time. All us girls definitely remember the week leading up to prom and the excitement for searching for that perfect dress.
And when the highly anticipated day finally came, we went down for a march like kings and queens. This year, our last year together, we've grown even closer as a class. I can feel it, and I'm sure all of you can feel it too. These are our roots. No matter how much we may grow, our foundation stays the same. Abington will always be our home. Whenever we think of Abington High, all the memories will come rushing back. All of the goals we met here, the friendships we've made, the tough times and the heartbreaks. The problems we thought were so overwhelming, but we overcame. Nothing is ever perfect, but that does not mean it is not commendable. No choir ever sings a musical piece perfectly. They strive to create the most musically accurate performance they can. I could revise this speech over and over again, but it would still never be perfect. High school wasn't perfect, but its imperfections and struggles made it enlightening and precious. We'll remember the smallest things, all of the fragments that brought us to where we're sitting today, and that is truly a wonderful thing. So, congratulations, class of 2013! Look how far we've come. Glance around the room one more time and take it all in. You might not see the person sitting next to you for 10 years or more. This could be the last time that each and every one of us has gathered here together. But with an end, there is a beginning. In theater, during a play or musical, there is a division defined by the change or development of characters. There is an Act 1, and then there is an Act 2. Today is the start of our Act 2. We can go the distance. The world awaits us. It's time to show them what we're made of. Thank you.
Before we announce our class gift, we would like to thank each and every one of you sitting before us who has ever volunteered at any fundraisers over the past 4 years. Whether you baked cookies for a bake sale, helped out at one of our record-breaking car washes, or anything else. Without your assistance, none of this would be possible. We are so proud to be a part of this class because it is filled with amazing people who truly want to lend a helping hand and are always willing to rise to the occasion and raise a whole lot of money. Because of all the money we have raised in our time here at Abington High School, we were able to have a magical prom, a memorable senior reception, and now we will be able to leave a legacy behind with our class gift.
$300 will be going to each of the following departments: English, Math, Science, Social Studies, Foreign Language, Physical Education, Music, Art, the Athletic Department, and the Co-op program.
$100 will be going to each of the following charitable causes: Michaela Guerrero Memorial Fund, Jeffrey Coombs Memorial Fund, the Nick Malafronte Fund, Jeremy Russell Memorial Fund, and Michael Ballot Jr. Memorial Scholarship Fund.
$100 will be going to the following classes: the class of 2014, the class of 2015, and the class of 2016.
$300 will be going to the incoming freshman class of 2017.
And $500 will be going towards character development. Thank you, and shout out to my boy Nathan Littman on his 18th birthday.
Every year, I get the distinction of speaking after that performance, which is not the place you want to be on the agenda. Great job. Families, friends, faculty, and staff. Today is obviously a mile marker in the lives of these young men and women. Graduates, today is the celebration of your work. It is an end and it is a beginning. You are student athletes, musicians, and artists. You've made us proud in classrooms, playing fields, the rinks, the courts, on the stage, and during your exhibitions. Your teachers and families have worked hard to support you and get you to this graduation day. You have worked hard to get to this point. And this is where I will try to insert something profound and positive that informs and changes your lives in 5 minutes or less. As you leave Abington High School as a graduate for the first time, knowing full well you'll be leaving this gymnasium in less than an hour, you'll probably forget everything that I have to say. However, I'm going to give it a try. I believe these words are the truth. I believe that they are wise. I believe that they're useful. They are commonly thought of as life's first lesson. Therefore, you may already know them, or maybe you'll learn them today. But definitely the world will teach these words to you. Regardless, the sooner you learn them, the better off you'll be. The first lesson of life isn't fair, but it is good. You see, the world has plenty of people in it who complain about the cards that life has dealt them. They think that life is supposed to be fair and they were dealt a bad hand. And the truth is, no matter what you think, there are no redeals. You just have to play the hand that you've been dealt the best that you can every single day. If you work hard enough, if you have courage, if you have a resilient toughness, you can always play your cards in a way that improves your odds for success. The good part is that you control how you play your cards, no matter what they are. And if you waste your time waiting for a redeal that never comes, you will not play your cards as well as you can. Also important to know that all of the people here, every single person in this room, all of us, care about you very much. We all want you to rise to all of life's challenges and find greatness and success. We all want you to win every single hand. Your teachers and administrators from kindergarten to grade 12 have worked very hard to prepare you for life and for success. From the day that you arrived in kindergarten, on your first day of school, until today. And actually, this causes me to pause for just a moment and recognize that work and the work of one individual on behalf of all of you students. After making her professional life for 33 years as a teacher, assistant principal, and principal, Marilyn Weber is retiring in September of 2013. This is her last graduation ceremony. Ironically, your parents probably feel today similar to the way that they felt on your very first day of school. I'll bet you do. When your parents put you on the kindergarten bus for the first day, or when they dropped you off at school, they took pictures, they smiled, and they had a nervous excitement. They were proud of you, and at the same time they were scared for you, because you were their babies. Graduates, similar to your first day of school, today, your family will take pictures and they will smile with a nervous excitement. They are proud of you. And at the same time, they are scared for you. As you have grown, you see, you are still their babies. And you always, always will be. However, let me help you one more time. Please know for certain, and know this absolutely, The world outside does not see you as their babies. You must play the hand that you've been dealt as best you can every single day. You must work hard. You must have courage. And you have to have a resilient toughness. Because life isn't fair, but it is good. And again, every single person in this room wants nothing but success for you. Because not only do you carry in each of your hearts your own hopes and dreams, you carry all of ours. Thank you.
Good morning. I too would like to welcome the graduates, their families, faculty, and our distinguished guests. I'd also like to acknowledge a few people for assisting in preparing today's ceremony: Mrs. Kelleher, Assistant Principal Sullivan, Mr. Paul Lombardi, Mr. Shannon, Ms. Harrington, and all the faculty and staff who have assisted in managing today's logistics. Thank you, Mrs. Downing, for your inspiring message and for accepting our invitation to attend today's ceremony. Seniors, please join me in thanking the PTO and all of the senior parents who provided you with an incredible picnic in yesterday's very impressive heat. I would also like to echo the class officer's recognition of class advisor Ms. Sarah Woolman for, yes, her patience in her office, but mostly for her many hours of tireless work on your behalf. Graduates, as I told you at one of your rehearsals this week, today may seem like it's all about you. And to a degree, that is true. You are the ones receiving the diplomas. You are the ones we are all here to recognize and to address and inspire. You are the ones decked out in the cardboard hats and the wizard-like outfits. I do sometimes wonder who came up with this fashion design intended to symbolize the regal and the distinguished. Really, what were they thinking? I reminded you that today is actually bigger than you. It absolutely is deliberately and proudly intended for you to celebrate and bask in your hard-earned achievement, but it is also about the pride that the entire community can share in. Your commencement ceremony is a celebration for your parents, guardians, grandparents, siblings, teachers, and educational and community leaders. We all take pride in what each has sacrificed and provided in order for you to be successful, enlightened, enriched, and contributing young adults. The 4 years you have spent here at AHS have been memorable in so many ways. In your tenure here, you have been a catalyst for so many positive changes. You brought us the dance team, the Improbables, the Gay Straight Alliance Club, and a culture-shifting Acceptance Day pep rally that has certainly raised the bar. And let's not forget a 10 a.m. graduation ceremony to beat the heat. I'm not sure when Mr. Shannon did his rain dancing class, but I do believe you are credited with that as well. When you were freshmen, Twilight won the best movie. Taylor Swift was Entertainer of the Year, and the first Hangover movie was released. The American Dialect Society declared tweet as the word of the year, and Google as the word of the decade. An earthquake in Haiti caused over 100,000 deaths, and the Statue of Liberty reopened its crown for the first time since 2001, 10 years after the World Trade Center bombings, and I believe first grade for all of you. A little closer to home, the cheerleaders won the nationals, or went to the nationals. The boys' basketball team went to the garden, and the mice went to your lockers to eat your lunches. When you were sophomores, Prince William and Kate Middleton announced their engagement. 33 miners were rescued from a Chilean mine collapse after 69 days underground. Piers Morgan replaced Larry King. LeBron James announced he was leaving the Cavaliers in a 1-hour all-about-me televised special. The iPad was named the Best Invention of 2010, and Lady Antebellum's Need You Now was the #1 ringtone. The Lakers beat the Celtics in a heartbreaking Game 7 of the NBA Championship, And not so little, Abington High School hosted a record 1,000 athletes for the state track meet. When you were juniors, the seniors began al fresco dining in the spring. Hurricane Irene hit the East Coast. A 9.0 earthquake set off a devastating tsunami in Japan, and Abington High School's pipes burst, flooding the first floor and closing school for a day we would begrudgingly make up in June. Osama bin Laden was fatally shot by the U.S. Navy SEALs, and the New England Patriots lost to, of all people, Eli Manning and the New York Giants. Not here. For the first time in 40 years, the Bruins took the Stanley Cup, and Abington's premier season standalone hockey team went to the tourney on their own. So here you are, the end of your senior year, a year of record-breaking football season, to record-breaking weather-related no-school days. A year when Abington High School milk became famous. And the morning announcement felt so much more sophisticated in an Australian accent. Your senior year was also the year that, as principal, I experienced the most difficult day in 28 years at Abington High School. I will never forget how the senior class handled the news of the untimely death of one of our own students. When the underclassmen were broken and fragile, the senior classmen stepped up. You were strong and compassionate. You were available and giving. I remember that day for many reasons, but one of them is how you stepped up. And you held your peers, and in some cases, our staff together. I saw you differently after that day. I saw what kind of teachers, nurses, engineers, bankers, counselors, realtors, and professionals you will be. I saw what kind of genuine and caring adults you will be. You will be awesome. You already are. Congratulations and best wishes. At this time, I'd like to invite School Committee Chair Mrs. Jeanette Berry and Assistant Principal Sullivan to award diplomas to the class of 2013. Haley Lynn Rogers, President, Class of 2013, National Honor Society. Jack Christopher Malafonte, Vice President, Class of 2013. Stephanie Jean Cornish, Secretary, Class of 2013. Carly Marie English, Treasurer, Class of 2013, National Honor Society. Melissa Marie Joseph, President, National Honor Society, valedictorian. Jamie Kathleen Dunn, Vice President, National Honor Society. Megan Negrelli, featured student speaker. Sarah Lena Abudra. Anthony J. Antonetti, Jr. Thomas George Arkin. Emily Marie Atkinson. Anthony Michael Bartlett. Nicholas Riley Beckman. Ashley Adora Bell, National Honor Society. Michaela Lee Bell, National Honor Society. Julie Ann Bilal. Joseph James Brady. Shannon Catherine Barber. Regina Michelle Bernstein. Joseph Donald Buckley. Mason Allen Bird. Caitlin Marie Capone, National Honor Society. Kristen Camille Kasha. Edward J. Gardner. Nicole Lee Carpenter. Rachel Margaret Marvell. Rachel Lauren Casey. John Lyden Cashman. Brandon John Collin. Domenico Sarasani. Allison Catherine Chin. Nicole Marie Chivaroli. Marissa Taylor Cobb. Willa Elizabeth Poon. Gregory George Corbett, National Honor Society. Olivia Jo Curtin. Anna Carolina De Silva. Timothy Michael DeGrasse. Robert H. Yervis. Stephanie D'Souza. Matthew James Dibble. Connor John Donovan. Alexander Tyler Draper. Patrick J. Wire. Ashley Rose Azell. Emily Yvonne Clayton. Timothy John Ferguson. Molly Irene Foley. Babylon Forte Franklin. Mark Reese Kimball, National Honor Society. Daniel Charles Gaten. Aaliyah Ruth Gillens. Mackenzie Joy Gillis, Treasurer, National Honor Society. Daniel C. Gobranson. Amy Catherine Gomes. Elizabeth Ann Gould. Robert David Griffin III. Ashley Jordan Briggs, National Honor Society. Darian Wayne Gustafson. Amy Elizabeth Hackett, National Honor Society. Alexander Simon Vincent Haggerty. Melina Marie Halloran, National Honor Society. Danielle Loring Hamilton. Amanda Catherine Hawksworth. Amanda Marie Hayes, Secretary, National Honor Society. Victoria L. Howe. Anthony Jackson. Thomas Jackson. Alyssa N. Johnson. Jake W. Johnson. Matthew Johnston. Corey Jones. April Marie Keegan. Brendan P. Kerr. Ryan Lee Kowalski, National. Olivia J. Kurowski, National Honor Society. Tiffany M. Blake. Lauren Nicole Landers. Amanda G. Lane. John Leo LeBlanc. Anna Marsha Grace Lee. Jason M. Lennox. Sarah Delaney Laborio. Nathan R. Littman. Victoria K. Lynch. Maria Manning. David Timothy Banzo. Olivia Marie Manson. Megan Ann McHugh, Raising Beans National Honor Society. Brendan P. Merrick, National Honor Society. Devon Matthews. Robert Andrew Morris. Neil Patrick Murphy. Rebecca Noel Nealon. Philip M. Wynn. Megan Elizabeth O'Leary. Colleen Mary O'Neill. Laura Catherine O'Neill, National Honor Society. Drew Philip Panico. Tyler Edward Paraxis. Amanda Almeida Herrera. Alexandra Marie Powers, National Honor Society. Kendall Alicia Pertel. Benjamin Joseph Randall. Samantha Rose Randall. Danielle Teresa Reardon. Alicia Marie Reed, National Honor Society. Patrick Ryan Reynolds. Joshua Glenn Roman. Anna Eileen Russell. Rachel Tracy Samuel. Gina Marie Santagati. Michael Poitspolino. Connor Henry Soma. Jared Sherlock Soma. Lindsay Ann Taylor. Brenna Marie Belcher. Brandon Kyle Vinciguerra. Michael William Walsh. Paul Flint. Justin Charles Weston. James Alfred White. Tyler Allen Whitman. Brett Michael Williams. Matthew Christopher Wood. Paige Lindsay Young.
I proudly pronounce class of 2013 official graduates of Abington High School.
Not necessarily at this podium speaking before my peers, but at my own graduation. Graduation seemed to be unattainable, a milestone in the distant future I would reach one day, eventually. But now, standing here, this is real, and it's about time. Through the homecomings, the pep rallies, the countless sports games or musicals, the days in class wishing for summer, we've made it to the proverbial light at the end of the tunnel. We've entered this room mere high school students, but we will leave as graduates. There's a Chinese proverb that says, "Be not afraid of growing slowly, be only afraid of standing still." High school is over for us now, and regardless of where we go, we must move forward. On to college, into the workforce or the military, or taking time off to pursue personal interests. It's in these next few years that we will start to shape our lives. We've taken advantage of the opportunities here at Abington High School, but as we go on and into the real world, we'll have so many more opportunities to learn from. We might change our major 12 times, or not at all. We might say we want to start out a doctor and end up a teacher or a soldier. I told myself as a little kid that I would be president of the United States. I even handed out flyers in the 5th grade telling people what year they could vote for me, 2032. And now I couldn't imagine myself with that job if I tried. What's important is not what we do, but that we do it. Where we start our futures doesn't matter as much as that we start. We can go in any and maybe even all directions, but we must first begin to move. Today is the new start we've been working towards, the new beginning we've been waiting for since our steps into the building on the first day of our freshman year. To those graduating, as cliche as it sounds, I could not have asked for a better class. There's no group of kids as dedicated, involved, innovative, or as talented as we are. Where we once sat are just empty chairs and empty tables, but we will be remembered in these halls by those who will remain and by our legacies. We dominated our sports teams, even winning a Super Bowl. Our drama program had audiences trek through a blizzard to come see us perform Legally Blonde. The math team has never scored so well in a division before. Coming from a small school never set limits to the big things that we could achieve. When I go off to college next year, I will be proud to say I come from the Abington High School class of 2013. And as we hold on to these papers that reassure us that our 4 years of studying and working and trying our hardest has not been in vain, we understand that even though high school has been wonderful and all that we have known, it is a part of us but will not define us. High school has been the experience that will be our stepping stone to the rest of our lives. We know we have the drive and the talent to achieve anything. We just need to go for it. To the friends we have to support us, we thank you. To the parents who have raised us so well, we thank you too. And to the faculty and staff who have had unconditional faith in our class and have always been willing to go the extra mile to help us, we would not be here without you. To the graduating class, congratulations. I have not a single doubt that every one of us will do great things with our lives. When we started school together, we were all wearing choker necklaces and bandanas, and Justin Timberlake had ramen noodles for hair. We watched Harry through 7 years of Hogwarts, and I can even remember when Beyonce was asking people to say her name. Growing up with you all has shown me what strong individuals we are. Australian Great Gatsby director Baz Luhrmann said in the song, "Maybe you'll marry, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll have children, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll divorce at 40, maybe you'll dance the funky chicken at your 75th wedding anniversary. Whatever you do, don't congratulate yourself too much or berate yourself either. Your choices are half chance, but so are everybody else's. So make choices, make mistakes, or earn rewards. Just choose to keep moving forward. We've made it this far and will not stop here. Thank you."